So I have done this. I'm going to make a sky. I'm going to use this blue for a sky, and then I'm going to see how it breaks down. So here I'm using just a little bit of alcohol, and I'm breaking it into a cloudy sky. So some of the colors tend to, what I call, break down better than others. So I'm just kind of playing with this process, making a semi-cloudy sky, maybe putting just a little bit of clouds through it, and seeing what kind of sky I get. I'm going to come down here and just make an interesting sky. Working a little bit to not get too many lines in it. It is breaking down a little bit into different colors. It's breaking down into almost a denim-y color, and then a cyan-y color. So just, there's a little bit of pink that's beginning to come out of it. As I explore this a little more, you can see as I don't know if you can see, but there's a little bit of pink that comes out of it, almost a purpley denim-y color, and then there's more cyan-y stuff. And I'm just working a little bit more to give myself some more separation. This probably would separate much better with a little bit of air, but I like the separation that we are currently getting here. Okay, so that's pretty much done. I like that sky. It makes a really good sky. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use the combination of the wilderness and the brick, and I am going to make some mountains, since we are in the wilderness, and I'm going to make some kind of fields together. So holding my piece up, I'm going to come down and use the wilderness, and then I'm going to use a little bit of this brick. I'm going to use another layer of wilderness, and then I'm going to just gently manipulate some of this in different ways, and I may use another layer of the brick right through this wilderness and kind of bring it down as a hill or a field or something interesting happen. Now I like those, I like that combination. I like the green. It's really a nice green. I am very curious about what will happen when I make that green, when I try to take this green and add some, and let it kind of dry out for a while. So let me kind of manipulate it a little bit. I also am curious about what happens if I take just a little bit of, I feel like I'm missing a deep color in here. So I would pretty much have to put trees. I love this. I love that. I love this. I love the sky. The sky is really quite luscious. What happens if I work at putting a tree line of some sort in here by just letting this become darker, and even possibly adding some blue to the bottom of the tree line. Again, making my colors darker and then adding some darker colors into the wilderness and seeing what happens if I make this a row of trees of sorts. Get more. I think I may be using too big of a brush to start with, because this is a small piece, and so it's not letting this dry to the extent that I want it to dry, but it actually is making a beautiful color. The combination of the blue and the green do make an absolutely beautiful color of trees. looking a bit like there's a bit of a wilderness here too. I'm going to come down with this and just come down and come down and come down and I'm thinking of a lake of some kind here. And maybe I want to bring just a little bit of lightness into that with a little bit of, let's see what happens if I just let this become. I like the bringing it down. I like the lake idea. I like the trees, the tree reflection idea. And I like all of it so far. That's kind of fun. And they're great colors together. I mean, they're very nice colors together. I've got stuff going here that looks like I have a lake here in the hills. I'm in the hills of North Carolina. I've got a little bit more stuff happening here. I'm not 100% fond of what happened in there, but I can let it go. This is a nice little sketch. And as per usual, I can end up taking just one dot and putting a sun or a moon in it. Let's put something right there. And let's take that off. And then let's put a little bit of reflection down here. Ooh, that's a lot of reflection down here, but that's okay. I like working on my reflection, working it out. Just put a little more in there. I'm kind of liking that. What do you think? Pretty painting? Pretty painting. I like the colors as they mingle together. I like the brick a lot. I could add a little bit more of the brick to the very foreground here, just a little bit if I wanted, just to give myself some other, a little bit more in my value. It makes it darker. Down at the very bottom could look more like bushes. We don't know. We're not really sure what it is, but that's okay. There I go. Okay, so there's that painting.